Seven Seas just can't stop screwing up. I gave them credit last time because they were just in the news a few months ago when censorship was discovered in a whole bunch of their light novel localizations. And it was discovered in the funniest way. The jobless reincarnation one, they only discovered that the light novels had been censored when the anime actually showed a scene as it appeared in the original light novel. And all these American readers were basically accusing the anime of adding extra fan service. And then it was discovered that no, your version was just censored, despite Seven Seas advertising it as uncensored. And I didn't throw them under the bus because I legitimately believe that Seven Seas handled it about as well as they could. They printed new versions with the censorship corrected. They offered people free refunds or replacements if they got the censored version and want the real version. The only thing I said they could have done better is they should have publicly named and shamed the people responsible to make sure that they could never work in that industry again. But I guess we can't have everything, right? So when they got caught, because I legitimately believe that that could have been rogue employees that just snuck the censorship through past their editors. Or maybe it was a rogue editor. So point is, they actually worked to correct the problem. So you would think that after that fiasco, that they would be a lot more careful to make sure this shit never happens again, right? Well, that's asking a little bit too much. Seven Seas English localization of I Think I Turned My Childhood Friend Into a Girl changes feminine male into a transgender girl. Because you can't have tomboys anymore. You can't have feminine male characters anymore. Clearly, they're trans. Seas Entertainment has reportedly made a major change to their English language release of yaoi manga. I Think I Turned My Childhood Friend Into a Girl, apparently changing the gender of one of its main characters from biological male to transgender woman. Yaoi is not my thing. I'm never going to read this anyway. But you know what I say, right? You know, if I don't defend the hill in front of mine, my hill's going to be next. But more importantly, if you are in the L and G portions of the alphabet soup community, how do you feel about being erased and replaced by the T's? How do you L's and G's and B's feel about the T's taking over everything and erasing you? Like you don't matter anymore. You're not allowed to have your stuff because it's not inclusive of them. I wish I could feel more sorry for him, really, but I know there's based examples of every member of the alphabet community, but a lot of the people that are going to be complaining about this, they celebrated when it was them doing it to other people. Now, the supposed change was discovered shortly after May 31st, following Seven Seas publication of their English language localization of the first volume of Azusa Banjo's Boys Love manga. So is it yaoi or boys love? Because there's actually a difference there. According to a synopsis of the series provided by manga fan translator Etheline Scans, who provided paid services to the series, starting with Chapter 5, going up through its official licensing, Mido Kenshiro, a boy who loves cosmetics, and Hira Miyate, his male childhood friend, and what happens after Mido tries putting makeup on Hiro for the first time. However, as further noted by fan translator in a recent review of the series' first official English release, it appears the localizers, don't call them translators. They're not translators if they fuck everything up. It's localization at this point, not translation. That Seven Seas had rewritten the lead love interest Hira Miyate in order to present him as a transgender whammons. See? And this is exactly what I've been warning about, too. So remember, going back to the early days of Comicsgate, I pointed out every time Viz Media announced they hired one of these snakes from the mainstream Western comic industry, I was calling this shit out. I knew this shit was gonna fucking happen. The same people that sank the Western comic industry are now being hired by the manga industry. And they're gonna fuck that up too. So, as detailed by Ethylene Scans, the first instant of misgendering comes in the volume's first 26th page, following Hira's first transformation thanks to his friend's skills. In Japanese, states the fan translator, Hira's original dialogue reads, as soon as I was transformed into looking like a girl. Oh, okay, there we go. So transformer, yep, trans. Yet in 7C's localized version, the text reads, ever since I came out as a girl, adding the implication that Hira is transgender. Yeah, they remember, this is their sexual identity is all there is to these people. They have nothing else. So of course they're not going to be able to resist shoving it into everything. Additional instances of misgendering appear throughout the volume, such as on page 35 during an announcement given by the boy's teacher that Hiro will be dressing as a girl from that point on. As per the fan translator, the literal translation of the teacher's original Japanese words is Hiro will be attending school in this appearance starting today, so everyone treat him well, with Hiro responding in turn, please treat me well. However, the 7C's version, the teacher declares to the class, before we begin starting today, this is how you will be presenting. Make sure she feels welcome, with the hero replying, nice to meet everyone again. This is also the first time here is referred to with female pronouns, which are then used by 7Cs to refer to here for the rest of the volume. Ethylene Scans explained that while the Japanese person's appearance can be referred to as their presentation, the English adaptation phrases it in a way that typically associated with gender presentation specifically. This is intentional, man. This is absolutely fucking intentional. I'm feeling very vindicated right now. I'm not going to lie. Now, I'm mostly focused on Viz, but every single manga licensor in the West has been hiring the same snakes that destroyed the Western comic industry. And this is just the beginning. So remember how hard we fought to get manga to be uncensored? We're going to go right back to it now. Another instance can be seen on page 156 of the series' first volume during a conversation between Mito and Hiro. Attempting to warn his friend against the perversions of teenage boys, Mito explains, I'm not like them, but adolescent boys are beasts, to which Hiro responds, no, I know, I'm a guy too. Yeah. No, you see, that's some great dialogue. It's like, no fucking shit, Sherlock. You realize I'm a dude too? You think I wouldn't know that? So, however, thanks to 7C's in English, Mito instead CLs, but aside from me, adolescent boys are pigs, prompting Hiro to acknowledge, I'm pretty familiar with the concept, without any confirmation that he still considers himself a man. A guy can't be a crossdresser anymore. It's funny, isn't it? Now, unsurprisingly, Banjo has openly confirmed that Hira is male. Interviewed by Pixivision on May current year -1, Banjo asserted most Otokonoko characters, oh, you mean boy characters, choose to crossdress because they like the clothes. So I wonder how Hira would be received, but it seems the readers like the fact that he started crossdressing to get his crush to like him. He's just a gay dude who's trying to appeal to a fellow gay dude. In addition to the misgendering, the 7C's translators began to get political in the extras to Chapter 3. During the translation of his school, Mito originally explained, due to the principal's philosophy, it's a pretty liberal school. However, in the English release, he now knows the school's principle is fairly regressive. As noted by Ethylene Scans, in the literal translation, liberal is being used in the sense of giving students a lot of freedom and leeway rather than in the political sense. Yeah, nowadays, I mean, classical liberals still exist. They're just called libertarians these days. So, full breakdown of the localization changes made to the first volume of Think I Turned My Child Friend into a Girl can be found on Ethylene Scan's website. So, what are your thoughts on these localization choices by 7Cs? Let us know. Well, I think we're going to be in for some very interesting times myself, because I do believe it's possible that there's going to be a lot of false alarms. Like, one example I use is, because these companies have gotten so shady with their censorship, like, they know people hate censorship, so they, instead of not doing it anymore, they try to hide it. So there's gonna definitely be false accusations of censorship when the creator, like, really just wanted to try a different design. Like, I'm not even kidding, man. I would be very cautious. And this goes out to any creator that happens to be listening, mainstream, indie, whatever. I would be very cautious to reveal any sort of work in progress or concept art, especially of female characters, because there might legitimately be overzealous fans that see, oh yeah, this one concept art image had a lot more fan service than the final one. So clearly it was censored when it really could have just been, the creators liked the other design better. It's sad that we live in a world where I think this has to happen because, like, you know what they say, right? The price of liberty is eternal vigilance. We've been lied to and deceived so many fucking times at this point that the eternal vigilance is being turned up to fucking 11. And there will be false alarms, there will be false positives. But what's the alternative? Just gonna let them keep getting away with censorship? This is the world that the censors have created, and now all the rest of us have to live with it. Like, from my personal perspective, if I ended up getting caught up in this, like, say I was making a video game and we put out some character concept art in the final version, maybe like we opted to make the outfit cooler. If people thought that we were censoring it, like, we just got to be ready to prepare to spend the money to offer the original concept art as an alternate outfit. Like, that's about the only way we can solve that. Everyone's creative process is going to be under very intense fucking scrutiny here in the near future.